Hello, everyone. Jim Revell here, the chaplain, and I want to greet you here at the beginning of autumn, brand new season. And I'll just give you a quick thought here, and I want to talk today about what I'm calling the topic of cognitive distortions. A friend of mine recently challenged me to Google the term and look it up. Now, it's something I've studied in the past in my various college and postgraduate studies. But I did Google it, and it's very interesting because I was in the middle of a situation that I'm trying to make sense of. And what we find is that sometimes we make conclusions that are awry because we don't have all the information. So let me just give you a simple definition. A cognitive distortion is a thought that's not based in reality, but to us, it seems real. In other words, we're interpreting or perceiving reality as in an inaccurate way. And now there's a variety of ways. You can probably find hundreds of these online, but I'll give you 5 of them. For instance, number 1, jumping to conclusions. Jumping to conclusions is where you connect dots in a certain way, where you fill in the blanks. You don't have all the information in a situation, but you fill in the information you don't have with the wrong answers. And so you have part true, but then you create this storyline that is skewed. And we don't give ourselves the ability to respond, rather we just react. Second one is catastrophizing. This is where you become a movie director and you create movies in your head that are worst case scenarios. And what happens usually, most of those things never happen, but what we end up with is stress, anxiety, fears, and it just kind of eats both our emotions and our thinking. It just consumes those areas. The third one is mind reading. That's where you impute motivations or intentions to others. You read their mind, but then later you may be having a conversation with them and just kind of almost in passing, you're like, wow, I totally misread them. And so you misinterpret simply by mind reading. Fourth one is negative record of past events. This is where, and this is actually a psychological thing where we do this in our mind, where we only replay negative events and we filter out the positive. And what that does, that distorts our life, and we actually end up living sort of this in kind of on the stuck place of perpetual regret. We're regretting because all we can think of is negative things. And then the last one, the fifth one that I'm going to mention, is what I call reading into things based on the absence or presence of a fact. Like, for instance, say you go into someone and you just see them, they don't seem like they're happy to see you. And so immediately you make the conclusion that they're angry with you or they're upset with you. But the truth is, maybe they just came off of a stressful conversation on a phone call, or maybe they don't feel well physically, or maybe they're going through some other life situation. But then what we do is we end up applying that to ourselves. Now, here's the common thread in cognitive distortions. We end up overthinking. So what are we going to do? I think we need to step back, and I would say, first of all, we need to think about what we think about. Step back and look at your your thinking patterns, probably sleeping patterns too. But you may want to pick up phrases like, I have no proof that this is true. And you may want to challenge your own thoughts. Or you may want to, even when maybe you misread, maybe you're reading someone a certain way, you say, I have no proof that they actually, this is true, so I need to give them the benefit of the doubt. Or if you're seemingly only viewing the past in a negative way, maybe you need to stop and train yourself to pull up positive things. This is actually a choice. This is what gratefulness is about. This is what thankfulness is about. In fact, you might want to stop the video, or at the end of this video, just stop and write down or say aloud something that is positive that you're thankful for, because it actually has the power to change us. And what psychologist David Hawkins talks about this whole idea of letting go, or giving yourself space. And he said these words: by continuously letting go, It's possible to stay in a state of freedom. Feelings come and go. Thinking comes and goes. But eventually you'll realize I'm not my feelings. I'm not this current freeze frame thought. My true self is merely witnessing them. So what I'm challenging you to do is to think about what you think about. Now, as a chaplain, I want to add one simple scripture from an ancient proverb, and it talks about this. Trust in the Lord with your whole heart. Don't lean on your own understanding of a situation. Acknowledge Him, and He'll make a clear path for you. As a chaplain, I want to welcome you to reach out to me. My contact information, my phone number is 877-322-CHAP. That's 877-322-2427. My extension is 5017. Or you can email me at jrevelle, that's JREVELLE, at chaplain.org. Have a wonderful fall, and let's think about what we think about, and we'll be different people. Have a great day.